Hey everybody, it's Brian Buffington, the Buff Nuggets guy. I want to talk about these for a second, if that's okay with you. You may have some, your school may have some, but you're like, man, I don't know what happened. We don't use them anymore. They might be in the closet. You know, the closet with all the old tech that you don't know what to do with. It has a different dongle. It won't even fit into your computer anymore. All that obsolete mess. And yes, this was, I purchased this in about 2016. I purchased a very inexpensive Android device. It was actually just a phone. I bought it off Amazon, put it in here. And then we have this VR capability. Okay, very kind of inexpensive way to get started. It's definitely not an Oculus and this very high-end system. It is not that. But what it did was, what had happened was it allowed teachers, students to really get a full view and be as immersed as possible in an environment that they normally wouldn't have access to. But something terrible happened this past year. Google said Expeditions, their flagship VR app, they said, nope, we're not going to support that anymore. And a little piece of me died that day because I knew that schools had invested some significant resources and time in professional development, and it was just a great asset to the classroom. It wasn't just frou-frou. It was really a great addition to the things that you were already teaching in classes. So I want this to be about what I'm about to show you, I'm about to tell you is that even though Expeditions doesn't really exist for us anymore, we can still think outside the box and use a very common app, a common tool that all of us know about and still get some really good value out of these. And that is YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. Did you know that YouTube has 360 content? They don't necessarily call it VR. Actually, they do call it VR. But you can't, when you search for it, it says 360. So what I'm going to do here in a second, I'm going to switch the camera around, do a little screencast or something, and I'll show you how you can find 360 content through YouTube. You can filter it. And also, here's the kicker. What if you made your own playlist, your class playlist, your school playlist, your school system playlist of 360 content that you already knew was going to be part of your standards? And you just make sure students have access to those playlists. And maybe they're at a center in your classroom. Maybe it's a whole class activity. Maybe it's just a few people here want to go check out this site, this place that we can't physically get to because it's forever away. Maybe it's space. Maybe it's inside the digestive system. Not a lot of people can get down there, guys. This is how you do it. Let's go. Right now we're at the vr.youtube.com webpage, and this is kind of just a summary of how YouTube does VR. It also gives some tips on how to watch VR, different devices you can use, different headsets, and also maybe how to even make your own, which, you know, that's what gets me going sometimes. How do we get students to make VR content? So after that, you kind of delve into that for a little bit. You can click watch. And then it gives you very specifics on how to watch VR content on YouTube using a phone, using your desktop. Did you know you can just watch on your desktop and just move your mouse around, drag it around, you get that 360 view? Most people will be watching it on a phone that's in some kind of device, like a piece of like the Google Cardboard or maybe one of these Mattel headsets. And what I did was I went to the virtual reality YouTube channel. Let's stay here for a second. And they have already grouped content based on different categories, such as adventure, travel, thrill-seeking, tons of stuff. But it's kind of hard to find a very specific piece of content doing it that way, I'll be honest. So what I did is I just typed in Georgia because that is where I live. I was like, is there anything regarding Georgia in YouTube? So I clicked Georgia, but usually just all kinds of everything Georgia pops up. Ray Charles pops up, right? And then you have to go to filters. So go to filters, and then you go to 360 content. That's what you want. And a lot of times I just do what is the most maybe common, the view count kind of helps me know what is the hottest 360 content that's mentioning Georgia. So if I click that, watch what happens. We get this 360 view of feeding whale sharks at the Georgia Aquarium. All right, how cool is that? We've got, and of course, Georgia is a name of a country too. So we have some other Georgia Aquarium footage. And then, like I said, you just be specific about what you want and you can find it. So another thing I could do is there's one about longleaf pines because I studied forestry when I was in high school. So there's like, you were in this like pine forest. You could look all around. You could hear the birds and the bugs. It was amazing. And then what if you wanted to study the human body? So I'm going to type human body. Now the middle schoolers, they get excited about this. Human body. And we have to do our filter again. Not really into that. I wish we would just keep the filter. So I want 360 content. What happens inside your body? This is, I have no idea what's going to happen here, but 13 million views 5 years ago. And we have lots of content here. I wish they would give me a number about how many hits we're here on the human body for VR, but lots of content here. So what I would advise is you take these videos that you find. So just having students say, y'all type in human body, let's see what happens. I'll talk to y'all next week at school. That's not going to go well. So what I want to set you up for success. So what I would do is I would take like this right here, this human digestive system VR. It goes right in this guy's mouth. That's cool. I wonder what the end is like though. You have to make sure you proof all this. You need to make a playlist. So make a playlist of all the ones that you want students to have access to. And on that device, or you share that with your students, and on that device that's maybe in the headset, okay, so it's a device, the headset, whatever, that there's some kind of shortcut. They know how to get to it. It's in Google Classroom. They click, it goes right to your playlist. It's got all the things that they are allowed to see, that you want them to see, and we're kind of, steering them in the right direction. So there's lots of ways that we can still use our devices, our VR headsets in school settings. And let me know if you find something really interesting. I'll share it with everybody else. Thanks.